Good evening. My name is Greg Moreau, and today I'll discuss the key factors behind the Texas power outage of 2021, along with the stakeholders involved and the broader lessons we could learn about energy systems. To begin, I'd like to talk about what the main causes of the Texas power outage were, and essentially that could be summed up to say that Texas relies heavily on natural gas for power during peak demand. However, during the 2021 winter storm, there were freezing temperatures which disabled the state's natural gas pipelines and equipment and halted nearly half of the energy production. ERCOT, which is the company in charge of managing the state's energy supplies, were seriously underestimating the peak demand that would be needed at the time, and that led to widespread supply shortages across the state of Texas. Not to mention the fact that the state's energy grid is isolated from federal grids, which prevented the import of additional electricity during emergencies, and winterization effects that were insufficient despite warnings after a similar event in 2011, where snowstorms caused major power outages and directly caused some inconveniences for the state. Additionally, while wind turbines also froze, we need to clear up the fact that they only accounted for about 7% of the state's winter energy, which made them a minor contributor to the crisis. The key stakeholders involved were mainly ERCOT, who was responsible for managing the state's grid, but they failed to prepare adequately. You have the energy producers, such as the natural gas, coal, and renewable energy producers, who face operational challenges, with natural gas failures being the most significant. There's also the state regulators, whose policies favoring deregulations prioritize cost efficiency over reliability and resilience, that in turn affected the citizens, which were millions of people directly affected by the power outages, with some suffering fatalities or economic losses. And finally, we have to mention the political leaders, who some were using the crisis to deflect blame onto renewable energy suppliers rather than addressing systemic infrastructure issues. The broader lessons and takeaways that we could pull from this is that energy infrastructure must be winterized to withstand extreme weather events, along with the fact that policy reform needs to take place because deregulated markets may need stricter oversight to ensure reliability. Is also to consider that there needs to be a shift in energy transition, which underscores the need for which in this crisis that underscores the need for a balanced energy mix that includes reliable renewable energy and improved fossil fuel infrastructure. We have to consider climate change. With the extreme weather events becoming more and more common, long-term planning is going to be even more essential for grid stability. In summary, we could say that the Texas power outage of 2021 was caused primarily by natural gas supply failures, but it was additionally hampered by inadequate preparation and poor infrastructure. Stakeholders at all levels, including ERCOT, energy producers, regulators, and citizens, were deeply affected, some of them having direct blame to be put on them for some of the actions and events that took place. This event serves as a wake-up call for the energy industry and policymakers to prioritize resilience, invest in renewable solutions, and address climate-related risks. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to answer any questions. You can leave them below in the comment section.